The akrasia effect is a phenomenon where we know what we should do, but we don't do it. For example, a man may know that he wants to ask a woman out on a date, but he doesn't follow through and ask her. This can lead to a cycle of missed opportunities, disappointment, and frustration. One of the reasons men may struggle with akrasia effect in dating is because of a society pressure to make the first move. Men are often expected to initiate contact and ask a woman out, which can add additional pressure and anxiety to the situation. Additionally, fear of rejection and self-doubt can also play a role in the akrasia effect in dating. Another reason for the akrasia effect in dating is the ease and convenience of online dating. With dating apps and websites, it's easy to scroll through profiles and message people without having to leave the house. However, this convenience can also lead to procrastination and lack of follow-through. Men may message someone and then delay meeting in person or even make excuses not to meet. To overcome the akrasia effect in dating, men can start by setting specific measurable goals and breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps. And in this video, I'm going to give you examples as well. If this is your first time viewing my channel, I'm going to go into the akrasia effect today with you. But before we go into that, I want you to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification to be notified every time I post a new video. And hello to you if you're new. My name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating, relationship, and attraction coach for men. I help men not only attract the woman of their dreams, but also live a high quality life. So now let's go into my example. Instead of asking or just saying, I want to ask her out, a man can set a goal and say, ask her out within the next 2 weeks. He can then create a plan to make that happen, such as making a list of potential dates and times and practicing what he will say when he asks her out. Another strategy is to focus on the present moment. Instead of getting caught up in the future and worrying about what might happen, men, which they do a lot, can focus on what they can do right now to move forward. This helps to reduce anxiety and procrastination. In addition, men can also seek support from friends, family, a coach, or a therapist. Talking about their goals and struggles can help to keep them accountable and provide a sounding board for these ideas and thoughts. Overall, the akrasia effect can be a major obstacle in dating for men, but it is not an insurmountable one, though. By setting specific goals, focusing on the present moment, and seeking support, men can overcome the akrasia effect and take control of their dating lives. Here's a framework that you need to stop in order to stop the akrasia effect, which is also known as procrastination. These are 3 ways to overcome the akrasia effect and beat procrastination and follow through on what you set out to do. Strategy 1 is I want you to design your future actions if this is speaking to you. When Victor Hugo locked his clothes away so he could focus on writing, he was creating what psychologists refer as a commitment device. A commitment device is a choice you make in the present that controls your actions in the future. It is a way to lock in future behavior, bind you to good habits, and restrict you from bad ones. There are many ways to create a commitment device. You can reduce overreacting by purchasing bad food towards good food. You can voluntarily ask to be added to a banned list of casinos if you feel like you have an addiction to casinos or online poker sites, or take off the sites to get you on to these gambling sites to prevent you from future gambling sprees, basically. I've even heard of athletes who have to make weight for a competition, let's say, choosing to leave their wallets at home during the week before weigh-in so they won't be tempted to buy fast food. The circumstances differ, but this message is the same. Commitment devices can help you design your future actions. This may seem like a drastic measure, but it's an example of what psychologists refer to commitment device. There are choices we make in the present and control our actions in the future. By creating a commitment device, you can lock in your future behavior, develop good habits, and restrict bad ones. Find ways to automate your behavior beforehand rather than relying on the willpower in the moment. Be the architect of your future actions, not the victim of them. And Victor Hugo is one of the people who talk a lot about this akrasia effect as well. Strategy number 2 is reduce the friction of starting. Now, the guilt and frustration of procrastination is usually worse than the pain of doing the work. In the words of Eliezer Yudkowsky, on a moment-to-moment basis, being in the middle of doing the work is usually less painful than being in the middle of procrastinating. I love that saying, and I love that quote. So why do we still procrastinate? Because it's not being in the work that is hard. It's starting the work. The friction that prevents us from taking action is usually centered around starting the behavior. Once you begin, it's often less painful to do the work. This is why it is often more important to build the habit of getting started when you're beginning a new behavior than it is to worry about whether or not you are successful at that new habit. You have to constantly reduce the size of your habits. Put all of your efforts and energy into building a ritual and make it as easy as possible to get started. Don't worry about the results until you've mastered the art of showing up. And let's go into strategy 3, utilizing inflammation and intentions. And inflammation intention is when you state your intention to implement a particular behavior at a specific time in the future. For example, I will exercise at least 30 minutes on January 4th in my gym in the clubhouse at 12 p.m. There are hundreds of successful studies shown how implementation intentions positively impacts everything from exercise habits to keeping up with our health and so much more. It seems simple to say that scheduling things ahead of time can make a difference, but as I have covered previously, implementation intentions can make you 2 times to 3 times more likely to perform an action in the future. Fighting akrasia. So our brain prefers instant reward to long-term payoff, guys. It's simply a consequence of how our minds work right now. Given these tendencies, we'll often have to resort to crazy strategies to get things done and instant gratification that we have in our world today. But I believe it's worth it to spend time building these commitment devices if your goals are important to you. Because procrastination, also known as the akrasia effect, can be a major obstacle in achieving our goals and following through on our plans. Whether it's in our personal or professional lives, this tendency to delay or avoid tasks can have a detrimental impact on our productivity and success in our life and in dating. So the akrasia effect can be an opponent that you can use in your life and have these right strategies. You can overcome it and take control of your actions. One of the biggest reasons why I can stop my procrastination is because I do use these commitment devices. So for example, when I was working on a program or when I start working on programs, I give myself a timeline. And in that timeline, I don't leave my office. I have my water, I have my snacks. I turn all social media off. All commitment devices that I know are going to get me off of my commitment are away from my office. And I know at a time that I can allow myself to leave the office to eat lunch or to do something else, to step out and go for a walk. So designing your future actions will reduce the friction of starting and utilizing implementation intentions so you can achieve your goals and the lifestyle, which is opposite of having procrastination. Many of us live in procrastination in our dating lives and our relationship lives because we're not planning. So I want you to look at how you are not planning in your dating and relationship and not hanging on to your own commitment devices. If you want better help in regards to having better habits, having a better schedule, having an AM PM routine, really beating procrastination, this is the first thing I do with everybody that signs up for my men's 3-month coaching program, which is called the Algorithm of Attraction program. These men get transformational results, and here's why. In the beginning of them signing up, we look into habits, we help you with your AM PM routine, and beat procrastination. Because what I've noticed in coaching men for over 7 years is procrastination is the #1 reason why they're not getting results in their life as well. So I want you to sign up and book a call if this is speaking to you. You can book a completely free call to see if you are a great fit to work with me in my 3-month transformational program. I hope to see you on that call, and as always, see you in the next video. And remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.